Okay, we've already talked about the stamp heads, and now we're going to talk about the paint head part of the robotic MX marking system. When the paint heads need to be rebuilt, they'll come in and be placed in this bucket of water, and a work order is going to be generated that will say these to be rebuilt. Paint head, there's two of these that are in use in the marker. It uses a dot matrix system also. And these have 9 nozzles each. Paint head is full paint, comes in, it's going to be placed in the parts washer, which uses hot water and pressure, 800 psi water pressure. The part will be washed up. Once it's washed up, place it in the test stand, which will allow us to flush the old paint out of the head by forcing city water in through, go all the way through the center where all the paint is in there, and come out the drain, go in the bucket. Once it's all cleaned up inside, then it will come over to the stand where it'll be disassembled. So you have all of the parts disassembled, and then these get checked for serviceability and cleaned up. We've got a ultrasonic cleaner to put the little small parts in, help get it clean. Any of the O-rings will be checked and make sure that they're serviceable or replaced. All the passages inside cleaned out. Make sure that we have no blockage. And then the needles and the nozzles are in a set and kept together. And at this point, our little reconditioning part comes into play. The length on the needles is critical, and it needs to be maintained at 30 millimeters. And if the tip of the needle is washed out or it's bent, then the needle, in the past we've thrown the needles away and had to replace the needles. And I'm going to show you in a moment how we are able to save those needles. So in order to check the length and for straightness, we've got our little stand here, and we can turn the needle and make sure that it's running pretty true. And as we slide this up, there's a small LED light here that will light up when it's the right length. In order to change the length on the needle, and we can move the needle till the light comes on, which I think it's, and then we'll lock it down. And our needle is set for length. If the needle is, the tip is bent or it's slightly washed out, we're going to lengthen the needle past where it would normally be, and then we're going to use the needle doctor. And it'll regrind the needle tip so that we've got a nice, straight, clean, good needle that's usable. If I need to double check the length, I can go back there. I've also got a fixture here where I can use the same setup. It's showing that it's 2 thousandths short right now, and I can adjust that. Once the set of needles is reconditioned, we're going to reassemble the head with all serviceable parts, check all of the springs and the O-rings, everything, and then we've got a head that's all put together and ready to go, and then we're going to put it back in our test cart, and we'll be able to check and make sure that none of the needles leak, none of the O-rings leak, pressurize it, put air to it. We'll have the electric solenoid so that we can fire each of the needles. And then once that's done, I've got a bucket here that has oil-based sealant that we can pump through the head and make sure that we don't have any corrosion inside. Then we're going to drain any excess off. And the head is tested, should be ready to go. Putting it inside of a vacuum bag, cut the length, and then it'll be sealed up, marked with the date and everything, and then it will go back to the mill for service.